Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here. How you doing? Right, today's Tuesday, and Tuesday is request day, and the day when I take a request from you guys, either from the comments or via Twitter or Facebook or anywhere else you can contact me. All my details are in the description, of course. Now, today's map, forewarned in advance, isn't one of the good ones. If you're here only for the good maps, I'd probably run away now. But if you like learning from other people's mistakes, having a giggle and listen to my bitchy comments, well, today's possibly the day for you. Plus we have the asset and theme to look at as well. So, are you still here? Good, let's crack on. Today's map is Montinaco by BBC, possibly by Kai, but I'm going with BBC. There's your loading screen thumbnail. Not particularly brilliant, is it? No, I didn't think so. There's your start square. No road connections there. Obviously, you can probably tell that already. And your resources, nothing to speak of. We're using the realistic tropical theme today. That was the one that automatically loaded with this map, so obviously essential. There's the vanilla thumbnail as well, although there are some pictures to look at as well, so it's not all bad. Now, here it is, the important news.
It's their first map.
It's their first map. Yes, there's plenty to learn here, my friend, plenty to learn. Ideally, you're going to want 81 tiles. It doesn't say it here. It does actually hint that you're going to need to unlock all the tiles, but it doesn't tell you that the 81 tile mod, or possibly just the 25 tiles unlock, are the ways to go. The main high point for me on this map are the mountains. I'm sold on the mountains. They look like mountains. I know they do look like mountains, but it's quite easy for them not to. And the tree placement on the mountains as well. I know a lot of you think that I don't like trees growing out of cliff edges. Well, it depends if I'm sold on it. And the tree placement on this map seems to have been done with care. I believe the placement of all it, like here, these are cliff edge trees. One or two dotted, and they look like they're probably just getting a grip on the side of the cliff, and I can deal with that. I can live with it. All around this map are believable rocky mountains. Okay, there's not that much room to build around them, but that can make for an interesting city sometimes. All the islands are rocky and impenetrable, but they're all pretty realistically rocky and impenetrable, so I'm okay with that. These mountains are probably my favourite ones on this island over here. See the way that you got the erosion has eaten away on the inside there, possibly volcanoes at one point, but I'm loving the way that this is formed. It's very nice work. They're great mountains. They are great mountains. Are they aesthetically pleasing mountains? That's a different question altogether. I don't know. The completely vanilla look to the map doesn't please the eye too much. That little build plane there in amongst the mountains. If you can call it a build plane and get a road into there, well done you. Well done you. Sticking to the mountains, we'll just skip over the build planes for now. Just looking at pretty much everything there is to look at with the mountains. Lots and lots of mountains, of course. Then over here we've got one or two last ridges to look at here. There's a bit of a valley that maybe you can get into, possibly do a little mountain village, possibly, but it's all very mountainous. And now in amongst the mountains you have got some build planes. Now these are definitely workable, very flat, very usable actually, so well done for that. One of my grumbles with this map is the height of the riverbanks. See that? No, it doesn't look very high really, does it? Doesn't look very high at all. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch on the, not that way, hang on, the topographic layers. Where are we? Let me find the keys. There we are. Right, each one of these is 1 meter in height. What have we got here? 10, 20, is that 30 metres? It isn't it? 30 metres, 33 metres possibly. Those are cliffs. 33 metre high cliffs around most of the map. That's not all of the map. And once again, the game doesn't really care too much for the height of the cliffs, but if you're looking for something aesthetic, might be a problem. Now, see, it's not all the way around. We've got some areas like here. This is more realistic. But yeah, I think I would have liked to have seen some variation in around the edges. Like here, this is your what would be your start square, realistically speaking, because it's completely devoid of trees, completely clear. Great little build space there. Love it. But all the way around there, you've got the 30 to 40 metre high cliffs. But we won't moan too much about that anymore. Let's have a look at something else that you can have a moan at me for this one, and I think Lost Gecko deserves to have a moan at me. This is Monaco Balustrade 1, being used in the Monaco build over on Pug Gaming's channel. Go and check it out. The link will be in the description, all things being well. The problem being, when I recorded the asset review animations, I didn't have a lot of time. I certainly didn't have any time for detailing work at all. I was just going to plop and circle. Saw this was out, thought, I know what I'll do. I'll just stick this at the top of a hill and make it look like, yeah, balustrade. And that was all the time I had. Prop line tool to plop it down. It's not perfectly aligned, and basically it looks a bit of a mess. If you want to see it done right, head over to Monaco Build now and see a really good job. It's actually a really nice asset. Monaco Balustrade 1 by Lost Gecko. And I've done a really bad job of that. I'm so sorry, Lost Gecko. I am so sorry. Okay, let's have a look at the factoids over the Vatican Frost. I'm going with Vatican now, you know, by Hadith, with the LUT for Snowfall. And the factoids, and today's two factoids we're going with today. The first one, the cashew nut, is a member of the poison ivy family. Now, I bet you didn't know that, unless you are a nut case. Oh, how about this one? Oh, now this one's a bit more revolting. Howard Hughes, you know him? Him with the money, yeah. Insisted on storing his urine in large glass bottles in a garage near his home. He employed an assistant to count and look after them. Now, it's the first time I've ever heard that, but I have every reason to believe that it's true. Because the book that I'm reading now doesn't seem to be dealing in fake news. Howard Hughes stored his urine in glass bottles in a garage. Nice. Okay, let's get back to the job on hand. Montinaco. Let's have a look now at the shipping routes. Now, the shipping routes are pretty much okay. They go everywhere you need. But when you get junctions like this, you are going to get ships crashing through each other, potentially. And it can be aesthetically non-pleasing. But the shipping routes do go everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Water flow. This bit hit and miss, if I'm honest with you. Like here in that bay, there's nothing. Over here we have got water flow pushing up and through. Through this channel there's definitely water flow as well, but at the end of the channel there's nothing. Very hit and miss. And in here, nothing as well. So you're going to have to really watch out where you stick your sewage outflow if you're going to play vanilla on this one. Yeah, water flow there. We have got some water. We've got a couple of rivers. There's not an awful lot of water coming out of those rivers, but there are a couple of rivers that you could use as well. Lovely. Right, now let's come down and look at the rivers close up, first hand. The two. Right, this one. Right, well, this one is, I think my second favourite river of the two rivers. The water source here, is that okay? Yeah, that one's okay, I guess. Quite a lot coming out of it, but it has been disguised to look like a water source. Then up here, this one also has been disguised, but I don't buy it. You look at where that is there. The amount of water coming out of that, in that particular location, I don't buy that there'll be all that water coming through from there, a spring being there. Now let's take this one. This is a slightly better one in terms of disguising the water sources. Although I'm not particularly keen on it as a river. But hey, look at the height of the cliffs again. Blimey. It's like a lost world. Anyway, up here we do have, or we'll go up that way in a second. We do have a little pool at the top here, which is a great way to disguise your water sources as well. Then if we climb up to the top of this mountain, kind of buy into this one. Once again, not tried to hide this water source, but because the water's being split in multiple directions, it has kind of thinned it out, and I am a little bit more sold on it. I'm not a big fan. I don't think they look particularly appeasing either. And the canyon down the middle at the bottom there is very deep for the amount of water that's going through it. So, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I'm telling you what I think. What do you think? Right, one last thing we need to do though. If we come down here, because there's no road and rail. Have you noticed that? Yeah. Well, I'm going to switch off the fog because it's going to help. And then if we nip over the top of this mountain, you'll see this is the road and rail connection. That's it. That's all there is. Does connect properly to the outside world. And if we come down and actually have a look at it close up, it looks alright. Okay, some glitching between the road, but not too bad. But in terms of standards, this is not too bad as a road. Then we get to the bridge. And the bridge ain't clever. Oh, we've got some glitching here as well. A little bit of glitching on the underside. No blue mantle that we can see. The bridge, does it need to be suspension bridge? No, not that distance. And it's not level. And I think bridges do need to be level, or at least look like they're a bit level. Then when you get to the highway here, where are you going to go? Well, you're going to have to dig a tunnel, maybe. And where's the tunnel going to come out? It's going to come out over here. Is that near the start square? What we would assume to be the start square? Well, no, because that is all the way over there in the middle of the map, that bald area. So, for me, I don't know. You could play this without using the highway, just using shipping routes. So, it's not a huge disaster, but it doesn't add any playability. Let's find a spot to do our ratings. Okay, aesthetically, while I like the mountains, I don't think they're really aesthetically pleasing. I think they're good work on the whole, but I'm not drawn in. I'm going to give this map just 2 stars for aesthetics. For detailing, yes, we can grumble about the quality of the bridge and the quality of the water sources, but the mountains do look good. They look like mountains, and the tree placement is pretty okay, even though it is only vanilla. I'm going to give it a 3rd star. Gameplay potential. Oh, this map's got so much falling down all around it. There is some. Okay, if you're going to use shipping routes to get started, and you want to play vanilla, but you don't really want to use resources, I'm struggling not to give it a 1 star, but I am going to give it a 2nd star. I think there's just about enough playability. Montinaco by BBC. Yes, it's their first map, but I think their next map will be a lot better. Well, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Join me tomorrow for another map in the What Map series. We'll be going straight to the top of the Steam charts again, looking at something new and current and hopefully good. And then Thursday will be Throwback Thursday, where we'll review a map from yesteryear. And then Friday we'll do another request map voted in by my friends over on Patreon. Whatever they think's the best map, we'll go with that one. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.